ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्तिस्वामिने नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। Namaste once again to all of you, and I repeat my appeal and request to please mark your attendance, because I want to make sure that people are regular in attending, and those who are unable to attend for whatever reason on occasions, inform me in advance. Well, as I told you right in the beginning, before the admission process started, in the terms and conditions in the email, this is a formal class. This is not a entertainment class that people can choose whenever they want to come and they can go away whenever they want to go away. That is not the way respect is to be paid to the Shastra. That is not the way I would like to pay my respect to the Shastra. I have a very high reverence for our Shastras and our scriptures. I expect the students who are learning from me also to have the same degree of reverence. If it is not possible, for many it is not possible, don't come here. Please go and do whatever you want to do. That is what I want to emphasize. So I am going to monitor this attendance regularly, and those who have not attended for 2 consecutive classes without informing me, I am going to remove their name from the group. As I told you last time, even if there are 5 students, I will be happy to teach them instead of just having a big crowd who are not regular in attendance. So I humbly request you to please bear this in mind, have this reverence for the scriptures which we are learning, and be punctual in your attendance. So this is the first request. Okay. The second one is that today we are going to start the formal learning of the Tattva Bodha text. So I hope that all of you have got the text with you either in soft form or in hard copy, because we will be starting right from the first prayers onwards. Okay. So let us first chant the prayers which the author of the text has offered to his Guru, and let us join him in offering our prayers also to the author's Guru, so that this learning which we have started, that it be fruitful, and let us gain the knowledge which the author intends to give us. Okay. So we will start, and those of you who want to chant after me can unmute themselves only for the sake of this prayer, can chant after me. Okay. After that, I will mute everybody when the class starts. So we will start. Vasudevendra Yogindram
Vasudevendra Yogendram
Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
Natva
Jnanapradam Gurum
Mumukshunam Hitarthaya
Mumukshunam
Mumukshunam
Hitarthaya
Tattva Bodho Bhidiyate.
Tattva Bodho
Vidiyate.
Very good. So I will now mute. So that no disturbance is there. Okay. So as you all know, our Indian tradition is a very prayerful tradition. Before we start any project or any endeavor, any undertaking, whatever it is, be it be a worldly activity or even a religious activity, irrespective of that, it is customary to start with a prayer offer. A prayerful attitude is the uniqueness of this Indian culture. Everything that we do, we start with a prayer to whomsoever it is, to God or Guru or even to the parents. We start with the prayer in all our religious activities. If you actually observe, before we start the religious activity, whether it is a activity relating to a marriage or relating to even the annual Shraddha ceremony and all that, the priest will always tell the Yajamana to go and do namaskara, pray to the parents who are there, elders in the family. So every aspect is a prayerful attitude we have. Okay. And this prayer is not confined to any particular place or time. It is not that you have to go to the temple only to pray. We can pray at any place at any time. Before going to sleep, as children, we will be advised to pray before we sleep. When we get up in the morning, the first thing we will be advised to pray, offer our prayers when we get up in the morning. So right from the morning, waking up till night, everything that we do is with a prayerful attitude, right? So that's why in our culture, we convert everything, every activity we do, every work we do into a prayer. That is why for us, literally, we mean when we say work is worship. That is the beauty of our culture. And that's why, you would have observed that at the end of this Navaratri, 9 days, which falls every year, we have this Ayudha Puja. Ayudha Puja means the prayers offered or puja offered to the instruments, the tools which the carpenter uses, the tool which the blacksmith uses. Musicians will offer that puja to the instruments which they use and all that. Why? Because those are the means for their livelihood. So they offer prayer to those also. Even though that puja, that Ayudha Puja has nothing to do with the Navaratri. It has nothing to do with the 3 nights of 3 days of Durga, 3 days of Lakshmi, and 3 days of Saraswati. 9 days are over. This Ayudha Puja follows that. And those who are, in teaching profession and all, on Saraswati Puja day, they will do the puja of the books, offer prayer to Saraswati Devi in the form of books. And then next day they will take out the books and read it. So everything, if you observe closely, it's all prayer driven. Even when we do some normal activity, I have given you the example of a driver, a bus driver. If you go and observe in a big bus depot, when the driver comes and picks up the bus, he will first go a little bit forward and then only he will reverse the bus to take it out of the depot. Even drivers, I have seen, they will do the same thing. They will first, maybe just a few yards or not even few yards, couple of feet, they will take the car and, forward and then only reverse the car. So our culture is a prayerful culture. Our culture says always keep going forward, never backward. Everything we start with a good intention of going forward and completing it. So with the same attitude and the same spirit, this author also is offering prayers to his Guru. Because he knows that in our philosophy, in our culture, success of anything depends upon 2 factors. The first factor is what we call prayatna, self-effort. That's very important. And the second factor, which is there, we call Ishwara Anugraha, the blessing of Ishwara. Because whatever we do, whatever with sincerity we do anything in our life, these two things are required. One is what is in our control, which is the self effort, and another factor is what is not in our control, which we call Daiva or Ishwara Anugraha. We require that in equal measure as we put in our effort. For example, a farmer can sow the seeds at the right time. That is in his control. He can actually, buy the seeds, sow the seeds, and all that. But at the right time, when the rains will come, and then the seeds will grow into whatever he is planting, that is not under his control. So while sowing the seed, the farmer will pray to that Ishwara, to that Devam, to that uncontrollable factors which affect his effort of, which affect the success of the effort of his planting the seeds or sowing the seeds. He will pray that, please make sure, bless me that I am doing this. Let this be successful endeavor for me. So these two things are very important. Our own effort and also the blessings or anugraha of Ishvara. These are the two things which we should never ever lose sight of for achieving success in any endeavor in our life. Because, see, farmer is one example. There is another example I can quote. We may be wanting to go to some place urgently. We will set out from our house very happily in the car and all that. But we don't know whether we will reach that place because there could be traffic jam on the way. All of us, I'm sure, living in big cities have experienced this. We might have either missed a flight, or we might have missed a train, or at least we would have been late to a marriage party because of the traffic conditions. So if you set out with your prayer, probability of the traffic conditions being conducive to your journey is higher than otherwise. It's not a guarantee that if you pray everything will be clear. There will be like a VIP pass through, because that depends on your karmas also. But in order to, even if there are bad karmas, the only person, the karma phala data only has got the power to reduce the effect or reduce the impact of the karma. So we offer our prayers, right? So there are a number of examples I can give. We have organized a big party. If the power cut is there, the whole thing will go for a toss. So we pray that let there be no power cut. So this is the thing, no? So we offer all these things. So as I said, all these uncontrollable factors which are not in our control are called Daivam in our scriptures. Okay. So Daivam is those unpredictable and uncontrollable factors. So before we start any endeavor, we pray to that Daivam. Let that Daivam be favorable to us. So some of us may choose to call us good luck and things like that and all, but we don't believe in luck and all. We believe in that power which is there in the universe, which will help us, which will supplement our efforts for us to reach the success. So the grace of Lord and also our effort is equally important. So one can understand the anxiety of this author of this Tattva Bodha from this. He is anxious that he has started writing this Tattva Bodha, but he is anxious that it should finish, he should be able to finish it successfully. So for that, what he can do, the only thing he can do is offer his prayers, and that is what he is doing right at the beginning. And for us, the students, is our anxiety is we have started this in all earnestness, in all sincerity, but this study till the text is completed, we must be able to pursue this study every Saturday without any obstacles and successfully complete this study. That is our prayer for the success of the study which we have undertaken, right? So the author offers this prarthana shloka, or what we can call the invocatory prayer, right? And the other aspect we have to understand is in our scriptures, the teachers or gurus are looked upon as the manifestations of the Lord Himself. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Gurave Namaha. So the offer, when you are offering a prayer to a guru, it is equivalent to offering a prayer to all the, the Ishvara, Parabrahman also. Both the manifest and unmanifest, both the Saguna and Nirguna Ishvara, you are offering prayers. If you offer the prayer to the guru. So that is why, the guru is held in highest esteem. And that is demonstrated actually, in another verse also. As I told you, a guru, I think I told in the Vishnu Sahasranam class, a guru is the one who actually removes the darkness of ignorance from our mind. So that is also another aspect we have to keep it in mind. That's why we offer the prayer to the guru, right? So guru and God are the same in our culture. So often a Ishvara Prarthana is replaced by a Guru Prarthana. Even though when the Guru Prarthana is done, you can find that there is also Ishvara Prarthana involved in it. That's the beauty of these prayers, these invocatory verses. Okay. So he is offering the prayers, this author is offering his prayers to his Guru, whose name is Vasudevendra. And he is calling him Yogindra. Now let us see the meaning of the verse, right? So Sanskrit students will know that whenever we are reading anything, first thing we have to locate is the verb. And then see the connection of all the other words to the verb, right? So in that, keeping in line with that discipline, the first letter we will pick up, or word we will pick up, is Nattva. Nattva means I offer my namaskara, I offer my prayer, my salutations. Nattva, actually literally having offered my salutations. Nattva. Along with the author, let us also offer our salutations to his Guru and also to all the to Ishvara also, right? And who is that Guru? Vasudevendra Yogindram, he says. The Guru, whose name is Vasudevendra, as I told you in the last class, this Vasudevendra, this Indra is a suffix which is given to the Gurus of the Kanchi Matam, Shankaracharya's belonging to the Kanchi Matam. Right? So this Indra Saraswati is the suffix given to them. So we can assume that this is a Guru. Vasudevendra was a Guru in the Kanchi Matam. We can assume, though not necessarily that should be correct. Anyhow, who is that Guru? What type of Guru he is? He is Yogindra. What does Yogindra mean? The word Indra means great. And especially when it is actually appearing as a suffix at the end of a word. Indra as such means Indra Bhagavan also is there. But whenever this word Indra appears at the end of another word, it means great. So here Yogindra means, for example, Simhendra means the great lion, right? Manushendra, the great man. These are the expressions in the language. And the word yoga has got several meanings. Right from Ashtanga Yoga, right? Because yoga is from the verb yuj. Yuj means to connect. So it has several meanings. Any connection can be called a yoga. So here we should take the meaning of yoga as self-knowledge. Well, that is the context. He is offering the prayer. So this Vasudevendra is a Yogindra, means he is the greatest master who has this self-knowledge. So he's a wise person. He is a jnani. So we can say that Yogindra here means Jnanindriyaha, Jnanindraha, Jnana Indraha. Okay, the great jnani. That meaning we can take for Yogindra. So after having offered my salutations to my Guru Vasudevendra, who is a great jnani, and interestingly, you see, as I told you, Vasudeva is also name of Lord Krishna, also called Vasudeva, isn't it? So, and Lord Krishna is also a great Guru, Jagat Guru. We have seen that shloka. What is that? Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Vande Krishnam Jagat Gurum. So he is a Jagat Guru. He is the one who gave the entire knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So this author is very, very intelligently offering his prayers to Lord Krishna also in the form of Vasudeva. Because his Guru's name happens to be Vasudeva. So both the meanings we can take, that he is offering his prayers to Lord Krishna as Vasudeva, and also to his Guru who is Vasudevendra. And in fact, one more point he is bringing out in this. There is no difference between my Guru Vasudevendra and that Bhagavad Gita Guru Krishna Vasudeva. There is no difference. So that is why I am offering my prayers to both of them in single form. That is how we have to take, right? So indirectly he is directly to Vasudevendra, indirectly to Lord Krishna also. He is offering these prayers, right? And why is he offering the prayers? He gives the reason here. He says that Vasudevendra Guru is Guru, that is my Guru, my Acharya, my guide, my master, my teacher. All these meanings we can take. As I told you, a Guru is one who shines the light of knowledge to remove the darkness of ignorance. Okay. There is a derivation of this word Guru. It is not as per Sanskrit grammar rules, but it's a laukika. In general usage, this derivation is used to explain the meaning of the word Guru. Gukaras andakaro vai rukarastan nivartate andakara nivartyatva guru ityabhidhiyate. So this sloka says that the word Gu stands for darkness, darkness of ignorance. The word Ru stands for removal of that ignorance. So Guru is one who removes the darkness of ignorance by the light of knowledge. So that is the derivation of this word Guru. It's a general popular derivation, right? So the local light will remove the external darkness, but knowledge which my Guru will give me or gives me will remove my internal darkness, right? And this person who removes that internal darkness of ignorance through knowledge is called a Guru. And what has the Guru given to him? He says, Jnana Pradam. I am one by one word I am explaining, so you can follow that sloka and follow the words. And if you want, you can take notes for these each meanings. Jnana pradham. Jnanam means knowledge. Pradham means to give or to bestow, to bless. You can call it, because we are all, whenever we get knowledge from our guru, we take it as a blessing only. So the author is saying that the guru has actually given him knowledge. He has blessed him with the knowledge. And we need to understand that in this context, the knowledge that he is talking about is Atma Jnana, self-knowledge, which is the subject matter of this entire Tattva Bodha, right? And through this, the author is also hinting at a very important idea in this verse. He implies that to beget this knowledge, it is very important to have a guru. You cannot get this knowledge by self-study. That is another indication he is giving in this implied indication in this prayer verse, right? He says that I did not get this knowledge on my own. My Jnana Pradam Guru gave this knowledge to me. So it is not that because of my sadhanas which I did in terms of gaining this self-knowledge, I have got this, but it is only because of the grace of my guru I have got this. So a guru becomes very necessary for getting this self-knowledge. In fact, a guru is necessary in any endeavor. We can call it by different names. A guru can be a coach, a guru can be a mentor, whatever name you call. That is why the successful athletes, successful cricket players, everybody, I mean, everybody will have a guru, will have a coach. Because they understand that for their success, it is not just their own effort which is necessary. That effort, whatever we are putting, that needs to be channelized in the proper way. That can be done only by a guru, by a coach, by a mentor. That's why everybody, even management, CEOs of big companies have got gurus. They are called management gurus. And they make, I mean, I don't want to say use words, tons and tons of money. So this guru's aspect is not only so far as scriptures is concerned, any intelligent person, any person who wants to achieve success in his life should first get a proper, good guru who can impart that knowledge which he is seeking for achieving success in his life or in his career or profession. So this guru is a very, very important aspect of everybody's life. One should have a guru. And in our context, in the Indian context, in the context of our culture, since ours is a very spiritual culture, our life journey, we take it as a spiritual journey and not a materialistic journey. It is very important to have a good spiritual guru. That is what he is implying in this, that everybody who we are learning should have a guru, should learn from a guru, right? So like himself, every student should get himself or herself a guru and get this knowledge through a guru. That is what he's implying, right? So the underlying message is one should obtain or get this knowledge from someone who is competent to impart this knowledge. So your guru is not somebody, going, because in Chennai and all places, even an auto rickshaw driver is called a guru. I've heard this. Hey guru, where are you going? And all that. So that is all very, local, low-level gurus. Aren't they? Just because he's taking you to some destination, they call him guru. I don't know what is the implication. Many people just call each other guru and all that, That is actually degrading the status of a guru. So the guru should be one who should have knowledge, and he should impart that knowledge, ready to impart that knowledge, and also he should have the skill to impart that knowledge. So this is very, very important. A guru, a person may have knowledge. He may even have the intention or the what I'll say, desire to impart that knowledge. But if he doesn't have the skill to unfold this knowledge of Vedanta, then he will confuse the students more than what they learn from. So the guru has to have all these conditions met when you come to especially Vedanta study. So having offered his salutations and also glorified his guru, the author next states the purpose of why he is doing this. What he's saying, Tattva Bodha Abhidhiyate, he says. Right? Towards the last of the Abhidhiyate means I am teaching or I am imparting. Abhidhiyate means imparting. Right? So he says that he is going to teach or impart the Bodha. Bodha means knowledge. Of what? Of Tattva. And Tattvam here we have to take it as the real self. The true self. One's real nature. The higher nature of oneself. The superior nature of oneself. The knowledge of that superior nature, that higher nature, that true nature of oneself, he is going to impart. Tattva Bodha Abhidhiyate. So another message he is giving, and that message is that whatever we perceive with the help of our senses, with the help of all our sense organs, including the mind, because mind is behind all the sense organs, need not necessarily be the real nature of any object or anything, including our own self. That's a very, very important starting point to understand in our Vedanta study, for which Tattva Bodha is the introductory text. So right in the beginning, the author is indicating a very, very profound message. Whatever we see with our eyes, whatever we experience with our ears, with our nose, in terms of smell, with our touch, with skin, in terms of touch, all these five indriyas, jnanendriyas which we have got, whatever we experience need not necessarily be the real nature of the particular thing which we are experiencing. And this fact has been accepted by science also, even though I don't want to fall back upon science to establish this fact. But as an aside, this is what happened throughout in the scientific development, isn't it? What happened? First, the scientists. Let us see the way, briefly see the scientific progress. When scientists entered into the inquiry into this entire creation, they found out that this creation has got some other truth there other than what they are perceiving. And this led to their discovery of many elements. So they discovered that this entire creation is made of these elements. Those are chemistry students and all would all know more about these elements. The Mendeleev table and all that we would have studied, right? So many elements are there. So this entire creation was made of elements. This was their first conclusion. After that, they made more research and they found that actually these elements were not the true nature. They found that it is actually the molecules which make up these elements is the true nature of even these elements. So molecule then become, their view become the molecules is the true nature of this universe. But they didn't stop there. Further research showed that it's not the molecules, but the atoms which are the true nature of this entire world, entire creation. And then further when they went, that also was dismissed. Then they found subatomic particles is the true nature of this entire creation. Then came the theory of relativity and things like that and all, and now they went into quantum theory. From the particles they came to the wave. Then they call it wavicle. Still they are struggling to know the reality of the entire universe. So what I mean to say is that even from a scientific inquiry point of view, they have still not been able to establish the reality of the entire universe of which we are a part. And so our own reality, whatever scientific inquiry methodology let us adopt, whatever perceptions we can adopt, we will not be able to know the true nature, and that is what the author is telling here. Because if we can know our true nature, why should the author say, I am going to give you the knowledge of the true nature? Because there is an assumption that he knows that you don't know your true nature. That is why I am going to give you this Tattva Bodha Abhidhiyate, he says, right? So, this development or this what is that, giving of this knowledge, what he is implying is, when I am seeing you, I am not actually seeing you. I am only seeing your body, mind, sense complex. When I am having an interaction with you, I am not having an interaction with your real self. I am only having an interaction with your body, mind, sense complex. Which fact we don't realize at all. Because we don't know what is the real me. I don't know what is the real me. You don't know what is the real you. And whatever is experienced by us through our 5 sense organs, we have taken it to be myself. Whether that is right or wrong, we will see later. But from this verse, it appears that it is not correct. Because the author assumes that that is what you have been taking yourself to be, this body, mind, sense complex. I will tell you what your real self is. Real self is, that is what he is indicating. Right? So, all this, what is he doing for? Whose benefit he is doing for? He says, Mumukshunam hitarthaya. Hitarthaya means for the benefit of, for the hitam of. Who? Mumukshuna. This word mumukshunam is a very important word in Vedanta. This word mumukshuhu refers to those people who are serious seekers of moksha. What is moksha? The 5-fold benefits which we discussed in a couple of classes before. You should recall that Jigyasa Nivrittihi, Vidyananda Praptihi, Karpanya Nivrittihi, Aghata Nivrittihi, and Dakshata Praptihi. These 5-fold benefits which we discussed, that is what is moksha is all about. If any of you have got any idea from reading these Puranas and all that moksha is about after death going to some Vaikuntha or Kailasa and all that, please remove such concepts from your mind. You have come to Vedanta now. You have come to the highest knowledge. Those were useful when they were useful at certain stage in your spiritual journey. Those are no longer valid. There is no going to moksha, no going to Swarga or Vaikuntha and all for moksha. Those who still believe, let them continue believing it. For us, moksha is liberation, inner freedom. And that inner freedom is characterized by those fivefold benefits which we discussed. So you must always recall those fivefold benefits of inner freedom, which is called moksha. And the people who are serious seekers of this moksha, this inner freedom or this liberation, are called mumukshuhu. And here plural, mumukshunam, for the sake of all those mumukshus. No, sorry, mumukshunam is singular. Mumukshunam, it's singular. So, for all the people who are seriously seeking this, I am giving this knowledge, right? So, this is the Mangala Shloka, the auspicious verse of the Pratana Shloka we have seen. In English, they call it benedictory verse, something, right? So in Vedas also they are called Shanti Pata. There's another name, Shanti Pata. So this is the opening prayer, which is in the verse form. As I told you, Tattva Bodha is a text in prose form. Only the first prayer and the last verse, words are in verse form. In between, everything is in prose form. So now let us enter the text which is in the prose form. Right. So the author starts with the most important aspect of starting this study. What is that? Qualification of a person who is undertaking this study. Isn't it? If we want admission to any type of important course like MBA or medicine or engineering and all, certain qualifications are required. Any Tom, Dick and Harry cannot get admission to any course. And here we are talking about the highest knowledge. It is not knowledge of any worldly subjects. It is the knowledge of a divine subject, the Vedanta. And that too not knowledge of the Vedas, the first portion. We are talking about the knowledge of the end portion of Vedantas, the ultimate. So one should have certain qualifications for this. That is what the author is starting with, the qualifications. So I will read. If you want to follow, you can follow. Sadhana chatushtya sampannadhikarinam moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. That is what he starts his teaching or his text with these words. It's a long sentence, but very nice sentence. Exactly saying what he is attempting to do, for whom he attempting to do, and who are the people who he considers as the people who are qualified for this knowledge. So he introduces this in a very, very beautiful way, systematic manner, and he points out the following points. First of all, what I am going to teach. What is the subject to be taught? He is saying this, right? What is the purpose of this study also he is indicating in this sentence. What is the benefit to be derived from this teaching, right? For whom this teaching is meant. What is the target group? If I can use the modern management parlance, target group, right? Customer group. So these three questions he is answering in the first verse, opening verse, right? So let us first consider what is being taught. The author says, Tattva Viveka Prakaram. I am teaching the Tattva Viveka Prakaram. Tattva, we have seen in this context, means the real nature of oneself, which is popularly called Atma in the Shastras, right? We will see this word Atma later on also. He will explain what this Atma is. And Vivekaha means inquiry. So Tattva Vivekaha means self-analysis or self-inquiry, finding out who really am I. That is what is the meaning of Tattva Vivekaha. And Prakaraha means method or procedure, the prakriya, the process. So joining all these words, what we get, Tattva Viveka Prakaraha means the method of self-inquiry, the method of self-analysis, the process which is involved in making this self-inquiry is what he is going to teach. How to make this self-inquiry. It is good, nice to say your real nature is what you are not, what you are, your real nature is not what you experience with your five sense organs. Very nice to say. But what does that mean? How do I know myself then? If my body mind complex is not the real me, then what is the real me? For that, this Tattva Viveka Prakaram, the methodology of how to go about doing this self-inquiry, he is going to teach. That's what he says, right? Because the self-inquiry will lead to self-knowledge. If any inquiry into any subject leads to the knowledge of that subject. That we all know that, right? So he is here, the author is saying he is going to deal with the topic of self-knowledge through self-inquiry so that you will know yourself better, what you are. Some people may say, I know myself, what you are going to teach me new. I know very well who I am. The Shastras say, that's what you think. That is the biggest misconception that you have, my dear sir. You think you know who you are, but really speaking, you don't know who you are. And even if you don't know, it doesn't matter. Because they say ignorance is bliss. But you have got a wrong conception about what you are. That is the problem. The problem is not that you don't know who you are, but you have got all kinds of misconceptions about yourself, which makes your life worse. That's what is the reply being given by the Shastra. So ignorance by itself will not create much of a problem. But erroneous conclusions will create lot of problems and worse problems. So self-ignorance and self-misconception are the two major problems that cause all havoc in our life. Therefore, better remove this ignorance and the misconception and know who really you are. That is what the Shastra is saying. That is what the author is also indicating in this verse, right? So this is the answer to the first question. What is the subject being taught? Now the second question is, what is the benefit or purpose for which I have to gain this knowledge? Because one may say, I have successfully managed all these years. I am quite happy with my life. My children are very well settled, everything is fine. So why should I go get this self-knowledge? What is it going to add to my life? I've got children, I've got grandchildren, right? So as I have managed all these years, can I not manage for a few more years? Why should I get into all this, spending 1 hour every year, every week, getting this self-knowledge through this internet? A genuine question many people may have, right? In fact, they may even go to the extent of saying that, why are you interfering in my life by telling me all these things? So the scriptures say, do you really believe that all along you have had a very quality life? A life free of strife and misery? Life full of happiness and liberation? Do you really believe that? Shastra says, be honest to yourself. Other than a jnani, a realized soul, No one can honestly answer this question in the affirmative. In fact, Dayananda Swami, he narrates a very interesting, incident. Actually, it's an incident, but it in the story form, he says that somebody will come to him, and while talking, he will say, "I am very happy, Swamiji. Everything is fine. My children are settled. I've got grandchildren. I've got a big mansion. I've got servants to take care of everything. I've got a lovely wife. Everything is I'm very happy. I've got a very good job also. Very happy." Swamiji will say, "Oh, very good. Thank you very much." Then Swamiji says, "Don't stop the conversation there. Continue the conversation. Just go a little bit deep into his life, what he is calling happy life. Go a little bit deep." Then after some time, he will slowly say, "Swamiji, everything is nice, but in the office, I am not getting the promotion that is due to." So that is the only thing, is bothering me. Otherwise, everything is fine. Swamiji says, "Oh, very good. Yeah, I understand. Such things happen in corporate life." Then after some time, he will say, "See, my children are very good. They don't take any decision without consulting me. But Swamiji, my grandchildren are not like that. They have all been brought up abroad. They have no respect for me. Even when I want to talk to them once a week on the telephone or on the internet, they don't come on the line. They say they are busy playing and they are busy here, there." So I'm not able to, get the joy of the grandchildren. I'm happy I've got grandchildren, but my interaction with the grandchildren is not taking place the way I want. So Swamiji goes. I mean, many of you know Dayanand Swamiji. It's a very great storyteller. Rather, he will keep you completely absorbed in this story for half an hour. Rather. So I don't want to do that. But what I'm saying is, we all think that we all are leading a happy life or led a happy life. We think that if our present movement is a happy movement, all the past movements have been happy movements. But let us just reflect what struggles we have gone through, what miseries we have gone through in our life. Then we will know that all this is because of our lack of knowledge of ourselves, and not only lack of knowledge, but having the wrong knowledge or erroneous knowledge about what we are is the cause for all these problems that we have experienced throughout our life, and we are going to experience in our life in the later stage. As I keep telling, that when you get old and older, your problems, both psychological and also physical, are going to increase. Sometimes they will increase in geometric proportions. I know a person who was very fond of walking. He used to walk miles and miles. When he crossed his 80s, he got afflicted with Parkinson's disease. He could not take a step without anybody's help. So we don't know what is in store for us. This self-knowledge is very important. As I told you, shock absorber. Very important for us to face our life, face our world, face our experiences in those times. That is the importance of this self-knowledge. Okay. So, what he is saying, this knowledge means to have a quality life, which is moksha sadhana bhutam. Bhutam means in the form of. Sadhanam, as we have seen, is the instrument or a cause. And moksha means the fivefold benefits which we talked about earlier. So moksha sadhana bhutam means that which happens to be the means to attaining this moksha. So the author is saying, I shall teach you this knowledge This knowledge will give you moksha, which would be a welcome benefit for every human being. This will transform the quality of one's life. And the advantage will be when the quality of one's life increases, it benefits the other members of the family also. So at least for the benefit of the other members of the family, for the peace of mind of the other members of the family, shouldn't one actually get this knowledge and improve? So the next question the author is addressing is, for whom is this teaching meant for? What is this? As I said, target audience. So every educational institution will have a certain qualification for pursuing whatever course that they are offering, whatever knowledge that they are offering, right? And this has to be determined at the beginning itself. You cannot admit everybody and find out whether they are eligible or not, right? And in fact, some courses and all that, you have to pass GMAT and GRE and so many exams and all that. All those all come under these eligibility conditions. So in this case, the author calls this target audience for this knowledge as Adhikarinam. Adhikari means eligible students, fit students, who are prepared students. So the author is saying that I am teaching this self-knowledge for those students who are fit, who are ready and prepared to receive this knowledge. And who are those? He says, they are the ones who possess this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. That is the qualification required for this self-knowledge. Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Sampannaha means wealth. Means one who has one who has or endowed with a virtue, and this virtue is sadhana chatushtaya. Chatushtayam means fourfold virtues. Chatushtayam, fourfold disciplines you can call, or fourfold qualifications also you can take it. So whoever possesses these fourfold qualifications, I consider them to be eligible for this knowledge, and I am going to teach them this knowledge and also the methodology involved in this self-inquiry. That is what he is saying. So just to sum up, the author says he is imparting the self-knowledge to the qualified students for the attainment of moksha. Vakshyamaha, he says, I am going to impart. I am communicating. I am transferring this knowledge. So obviously now, the next question in our mind is, what is this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti? What are these qualifications which this author is going to talk about? So the purpose will be for many people whether I am eligible for this knowledge or not. Let me find out, isn't it? So we will see these qualifications in the next class. What does the author has to say about these qualifications? We will see it in the next class. I will say the prayers and then any questions I will take. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Oh my God.
ధన్యవాదాలు గురుజీ.
Hari Om, Hari Om. Thank you very much, all of you. I'm glad that all of you have your attendance today.
Thank you so much, Guruji.
Good. This is one of the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Okay.
రఘుజీ,
Thank you so much.
రఘుజీ,
Thank you.
I want to tell you something. It kicked me out. Then I have to put my name again.
Oh, it's okay, okay. That's okay. That's why I said 24
I-
people, including me, but 24 participants. So there is a ghost participant, I thought. But then I imagined that somebody must have entered their name twice. So it's okay.
Yeah. Because I entered twice because it kicked me out. It keeps kicking me out. I don't know why. So I have to come and then the new chat box show. That's all it's not duplicate. So you might see me in different things.
No problem. No problem. Anybody else? Any other questions are there? Of course, there's very early stages for questions, but you can still ask if you have any questions relating to the subject.
Guruji, for example, when you mentioned about the prayers, even when we inducted the first Jaguar aircraft, for example, Rajnath Singh offered prayers in France to the first aircraft.
Other cultures also have it. I'm not saying
Yes.
that only we have got. This is unique to our culture.
Yes.
But I have not seen anybody in UK or in US, a bus driver actually taking the bus forward.
No.
Or praying and
No,
all.
it's only in the Hindu custom.
Yeah.
And yes,
In some
it's only in our
cases,
custom.
in our cases, we do it invariably. We have been doing it. I don't know today's generation what they do, because probably they may not be, you know.
No, they do. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, they
Many
may
of them believe in that.
I don't know. I said.
Yes, many of them believe in that. As you said, every driver, when he starts the car, he first goes forward and only he reverses,
Exactly.
not straight away reversing.
It's a universal value, you know. This is why, you know, because what is
Yes.
Sanatana Dharma? Sanatana Dharma is nothing but universal values, good values. That's all. Everybody
Universal value.
has to follow it. The only problem is in this country
Absolutely.
that those are not being followed very consistently. That is the only problem.
Correct. Yes.
We have to bring it back to the extent possible. At the individual level, we can follow those things, whatever, you know, our culture teaches us. Yeah.
That's correct. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskaram. Good night, Guruji.
Any more questions?
Guruji.
Otherwise, shall we close? Continue.
Guruji, what is the actual verb of the Vakshamaha?
Vakshyamaha. Vakshyamaha means Vachdhatu. I am telling.
Actually, no, what is the present tense of that?
Sorry?
Vakshami.
I didn't get the question.
Present tense, I think.
That word is new to me. Vakshamaha. What is the present tense of the Vakshamaha? Vakshami. Vakshati.
No, Vakshyamaha is plural.
Vakshamaha is plural. But what is the present tense of the singular?
Bahuvachanam.
Yeah, but so what is the singular of the present tense?
Vakshyami.
Vakshami.
Vakshyami, Vakshyawaha, Vakshamaha.
Vakshati, Vakshanti, Vaksham. What is the present tense of the singular present tense?
Third case, ma. You don't confuse Sanskrit here. This is talking about Uttama Purusha, the first person.
I got that.
I am imparting. We are imparting. Vakshyamaha.
I got that. Guruji.
Vakshati is third person singular.
Got it.
Who is that
Thank you.
asking this question? Sanskrit student?
This is
My Sanskrit.
my friend UK. She's learning Sanskrit.
Learning Sanskrit, not my Sanskrit class, you know, because I have not come to verbs now. I am
No.
watching the nouns, so that is why I am wanting to, you know whether any of my students are asking this question. Then I will tell them that you please have some patience. We will see all this when we come to verbs. But somebody else
This word is new to me, Guruji.
is the Uttama Purusha Bahuvachanam. Okay. Vakshyawaha, Vakshamaha. Dvivachanam is Vakshyawaha, Vakshamaha is Bahuvachanam. Yeah. Okay. Any other question?
Namaskaram.
Namaskar.
Thank you, Raghu.
Okay, we will see you next Saturday. Hari Om. Thank you very
Hari
much.
Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, I joined late.
Oh, it's okay. You mark the attendance, no? That's fine.
No, I could not do it because I joined almost half an hour late.
Oh, is it? But you didn't mark, but there are 24 people.
I don't know, somebody would have marked 2 times now. Yes,
So the two people have marked 2 times, that means. No, it doesn't matter. I will note that you have joined late. For you, Tattva Bodha is a repetition, so it's not a problem.
But it is happening with me every time. Almost all Saturday it is happening with me.
Why?
I don't know what is the problem.
There is a
And
problem with
when I
sadhana.
was attending Swamiji's class also, there also it happened like that.
Uh-huh. So you
Something
try
is
to
there.
find out the reason and correct it.
Correct.
Anyhow, we'll see. Okay, Hari Om.
Okay, Hari Om.
Hari Om.